My name's Enoch Luyenzi, and I work with MTN as the General Manager, Human Resources. I've been in this industry for quite some good time. And here, when I talk about the industry, I'm talking of the human resource industry. But again, I've been with MTN for the last 4 years.
The theme of the annual general meeting is starting a career during COVID. And I would like to know, how has the COVID impacted the way you look at people management?
Ever since 2020 to date, it's a challenge that just came on board at a time when we never expected it. And it just made us realize that we've not been doing much in the people space. And what would I say here in terms of what we've learned from it and the changes that have come along it is to say that we've learned new ways of working, and we've learned how to keep people within the working space as human beings, not as assets or workers, but as human beings. And this is what COVID has really taught us. What I mean here is to say that COVID has really led us to say we're all one, we're all human beings, and we need to treat each other the same. And it has led us also to say that we need to care of our people on a day-to-day basis.
Now when it's about getting new talent, what are some of the skills that you are now looking into for entry-level position that were not necessary there before 2020 or before COVID-19?
In the past, we've been trying to look at different functional skills, and here we've been thinking of what are these financial skills or human resource skills or the IT and the network, different communication skills that are required to make sure that they do really run the day-to-day operations of the business. But again, ever since COVID came on board, it has really changed the entire way of looking at the exact right skills that are required to be had by our people in order to have the sustainability of our business. And here, the specific skills that we've seen that are key for any entry person or workforce within our business today are digital skills. Digital skills are so key, and they cut across it well. So today, whenever we are trying to onboard a new entrant within the organization, that is primary. When I talk about digital skills here, am I saying that we're looking at digital marketing skills? I'm also looking at artificial intelligence. I'm looking at the analytical, analytical skills. I'm looking at data analysis skills. I'm also looking at, for instance, the design making skills. So these are some of the skills that we are looking at. And before, they were not the specific skills that we are looking for. And when you look at it this way, is to say that COVID coming on board has really changed the way people see the way business is going to be run. And the entire workforce that is required tomorrow and even after tomorrow, or the future workforce that is required, should be having these kinds of skills.
Now I want us to focus on the onboarding process. How has COVID impacted how you do onboarding for new hires?
Since COVID came on board, we started working from home. We started abiding with the different COVID measures, and we had no choice other than to now look for some of these different ways of onboarding our people. And we've now just started to onboard people through use of LinkedIn. We've started onboarding our people through JobsNet. We've started onboarding our people through the different social platforms within the country. And here I'm talking of Twitter, I'm talking of WhatsApp, we're talking of the video interviewing processes. So we've gone purely digital in terms of onboarding our people. And this is in the sense of the written tests wherever they are necessary, but again also in terms of the face-to-face interviews where we can have video interviews whenever we're onboarding people.
Based on your extensive knowledge about people management and your expertise in the human resource industry, what are some of the changes that you can predict that can take place due to the COVID?
It's quite interesting. A lot of changes are coming on board. And I would say post-COVID changes in terms of people management. And one key change that is coming on board is to say that in the past we used to look at the presence of our people on a day-to-day basis as the most important element that justifies that someone is performing or someone is at work. But again, we've just realized that the future of managing people should create flexibility. And flexibility here, we talk of anywhere, anytime work. And for instance, we need to come up with these policies where our people feel that they work in a conducive environment that allows them to work even outside office, to work outside the working hours, but again, maintain the normal standard working hours within the labor sector. But again, also indicate to people that we're working with that they're human beings. They're eligible to have this kind of flexibility to motivate them to be a little bit more productive and efficiently to what they're doing on a day-to-day basis.
What advice would you give to a young person wanting to join the workforce at this specific time?
The one very important aspect or advice that I would give to any young graduate that is aspiring to join a workforce within the working environment is to start understanding what your ambition is, what you aspire to be. You need to start from there, and then after that you need to really understand what are the needs or what are some of these keys that would require you to achieve those aspirations that you really have. And this is something that will drive you into the right direction. We've always seen that due to the high level of unemployment, young graduates would wish to always go for any job for the sake of having a job. But I would advise that people or young graduates need to think about it twice and say, I need to be patient enough, design what my future should be, and then develop the kind of right foundation that is going to drive you much more faster into what you aspire to be. I would also advise that in terms of skills, what are some of these specific or basic skills that you need to think of? First of all, I would say there's a skill of CV preparation or your curriculum vitae preparation, which is something very important. You need to develop that skill. You need to develop the skill of communication, something that is very important, that develops your confidence into letting the employer who would wish to onboard you to really also get the conviction that they bring on board the right person. You need to develop the skill of preparing yourself within the interview sessions, something that is very important. You need to develop the skill of public speaking. Those are some of the basic skills that I would say that any young graduate, any young person that would wish to really succeed or get ready within this competitive environment to be ready with. Don't just jump in and go for all these jobs. So prepare yourself enough and you're going to be the most successful person.